Okay, and we're recording. Cool. Hey everyone, we got Reza here. I'm super excited to have the conversation because I just heard the two businesses, the sizes of the businesses he just bought. So hey Reza, thank you very much for doing this. I super appreciate it. Why don't we start with what people care about the most? What's the top line numbers of those two businesses?
Yeah, there are actually two different companies. I ended up buying both from one seller. So one of them is the small size, is around $2 to $3 million per year, and doing mostly building maintenance, property management, and those kind of thing. And the other company is the construction management, is around $14 to $16 million revenue per year. They have around 18 employees, and in overall 30 to 40 people working for both companies.
Amazing. What's your background? Do you have any background in property management or
yeah, my
construction?
background when I was back in Iran, my home country. So my education was civil engineering. So I was in construction. So always I have passion about construction. Then I moved to Canada. The first 1 year was a little bit rough because of my English plus my certification. They didn't recognize it. So I start from scratch. I start as a laborer. I started as someone brooming the floor, very casual job. But I was lucky that I could improve my English with my colleagues. So I learned from those guys that then I could show my skills to the general manager of the company, the construction company. So I got bumped up to be a project coordinator, then project manager. Then I built a big factory for one French Canadian. Then he offered me to be a kind of partner and plant manager for his factory.
So that was your full-time job. It wasn't your business.
Yeah,
you just worked there.
It was before.
So what got you? Sorry, we have a bit of a delay. What got you to think about acquisitions then? Why acquisitions? Why not stay doing that?
So I got involved in the big job for 6 years, but in manufacturing, building product. But I never had the chance to get back to my passion, which was construction. So I always think about it. How can I do it? I needed lots of money. I need lots of a connection to start my own as a startup. And always my wife was a supporter, always saying, hey, you need to get back to construction, because I know that when you get to construction, you can do double that what you can do now, and you never get tired. So I was always thinking about it since last winter. It was in November 2020. And because of COVID, everyone kind of locked in and kind of stressful environment. So I saw a couple of your video on YouTube. Then I request the meeting. Then Cameron Bell phoned me in December. I was skeptical. I have to be honest. I was so skeptical that this is another spam, that they're just getting our money and we don't get anything back. I was so stressful, and I actually gave him a hard time after I purchased the product. For 2 weeks, I was worried. I was even, sorry to say that, I was even called my credit supplier to say, hey, this is the fraud. So I was so mad and upset. But I was keep watching your videos on Facebook. So videos and the conversation between the members, I couldn't understand. So, but I have to mention about Jason Reed, the name. So that guy gave me lots of kind of encouragement. So when I saw his video with you, interviewing with you, telling about his company, his fencing company, and his passion, it just opened my passion again. So I just lighted up again. And then I asked another interview with Cameron. So he talked to me, he calmed me down. So I went to one of the business owners that I knew that he has a big empire. So like 5 companies together with over $50 million revenue. I asked him that I need some kind of advice, or can you share with me? It was around January 4th or 3rd. I'm not sure, in 2021, this year. Then he explained to me his story, and I found out he started from zero, and he just dive into the to the water and learn how to swim. And when I explained to him what is my plan, he was supportive. He said, give me a call. He is around 73, 74. And I ended up talking to him, negotiating his company. So 2 months ago, I was negotiating with him, with his company, to buying his company, but we couldn't end up with the proper number. He asked for 10 million. I ended up with 6 million, but we ended up having dinner, me and my wife, him and his wife together, and we said, okay, so for now we're just gonna pause it, and then we come back maybe another year. I know that company, I know all the staff, I know his general manager, I know what they're doing great, but that's gonna be my future plan. I'm gonna start with this one, it's a little bit smaller. I have big plan right now. So get back to my story. Then in January, I got serious about that business acquisition. So I dive into broker's website. I couldn't go for the cold call because I didn't have that much there to do it. I think that's the biggest step, big milestone. First, because of my my language barrier. Sometimes when they talk very specifically, I couldn't keep up. So, and the other one was I didn't have confidence. Then I start with with brokers. I give a call to brokers. I said, you know what? Even if I'm gonna screw up, let's screw up. I can learn. I set up Zoom call with brokers. I talk to them. So I thought that's better, so I can see the body language, so I can understand it well. So I found one deal. I sent the LOI. I found one accountant. Actually, at that time, I felt that I need accountant and I need legal advisor because I was a little bit conservative. But before that, I keep sending my the financial that I got from different brokers to client acquisition. Regan Williams, I have to say thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Man, you just give me confidence to just go for everything. And he always give me good feedback, great feedback. Angela also support a lot. Thank you so much, Angela. And then I sent my LOI. I talked to the accountant. So the funny part was when we talk about deferred fee, we always think about maybe some people, they don't take us serious on the deferred fee. But I was honest with my accountant and with my lawyer. I went talk to them, to their office, and I said, hey man, I'm not the rich man. I'm not lost some money in my pocket. This is what I'm gonna do. Can I count on you? I got rejected from, I think, 4 or 5 accountant. They said, oh, don't think about it. We don't even take you serious. But that was fine. It was part of learning. But I found a good accountant. So he's not working with me anymore, but he said, I'm gonna be with you for a month for this deal. I can analyze the numbers to tell you if there's something wrong or whatever. And he helped me to put the LOI together. In the meantime, no, at that time I didn't have a legal advisor. Yes, I didn't have a legal advisor. I asked him if he knows someone as a lawyer can look at the LOI that I got the template from your website. So I put it together, put the numbers together, use your template, send it to the lawyer. I said, you know, I know that is the non-binding, but I was so worried. So I sent it to the lawyer. I had to pay around $200 to have him to look at it. He didn't have anything to add. He just say, this is just to consider this. This is the non-binding. But if you just think you're just gonna send the LOI and after a couple of days you just walk away, the seller can chase you down, but he may not put you in the court and get the penalty, but he can chase you down. Just make sure you are serious about that business. Then send the LOI. Then you can just say, hey, the number didn't match, or I wasn't satisfied with the staff or management, and you walk away. And this is the good reason. Anyway, I sent my LOI. After around 2 weeks, counter offer 2-3 times, we ended up having the LOI signed by the seller. I was so excited. I posted on Facebook group. And I said, hey man, it's done. I came to my house, I hugged my wife, I said, hey, it's done, it's finished. But it wasn't. So at that time, I live in Alberta, and my focus was getting the job, getting the project or company in BC, because BC is always what was my dream. I have a dream to go to Vancouver. From day one I came to Canada, I have to be honest, I respect Alberta, but the cold weather just bugged me a lot. So
Where are you in
I
Alberta?
never
Where
liked
exactly?
cold weather. You're talking about minus 30, minus 40, minus 25 with wind
Yeah.
chill. Oh man. But anyway, there's
You know,
lots of people.
I used to live in Calgary for a few months, and yeah,
Oh
it's in
yeah,
Alberta. I
Calgary.
think it's very
Yeah.
very
So
cool.
I used to live in a small city down 2 hours south of Calgary, and it's the wind just but anyway, it didn't match with our what we needed. I'm from Middle East, so is always weather is nice. So I always have a dream to come to Vancouver, but always when you put it in the calculator, you say, okay, which kind of job I have to find in Vancouver so I can keep up with the expenses, because the expenses is high. But you always see now, if you walk out my door, you see green everywhere. And I have a nice area. I can run every morning for 1 hour, no problem. But there's lots of bear around, so you have to make sure they don't chase you down. Anyway, so with your program, I found out that I can use that tool, acquisition, to go to my dream city that I wanted to go. So I focus only in Vancouver, not anywhere else. I saw there's lots of deals in Calgary, in Toronto, in US, in Winnipeg. But I said, you know what? I just want to focus in Vancouver area. I'm not going to go even to Kelowna, which is 6 hours away, or even to Victoria, or which is you have to get on the ferry. So I just focus here. So anyway, I got that LOI signed. A week after, I asked my wife that, hey, I'm going to go check this business. Are you guys coming with me? Yes, that's for fun. It's around COVID, so let's go for it. We found a 5-star hotel for $100 because it was COVID, right?
So good.
It was, Moran, it was like a dream. So I came here, go to the tower, like a hotel, on the 17th floor, $100 per night. It was cheap, right? So then I went
that was,
to the
by the
business.
way, that was after the LOI that you went to Vancouver?
Yeah, LOI signed.
Only
so
after.
Now
only after that you drive. I love it.
Yes, I drove around 13 hours to come here to see to see the business, to get the feeling about if this is the proper one or not. So I came here, we stay a week. So during the week I was busy with the business. And in the meantime, I had some meeting with other business owners that I got from brokers. I will explain that one too. So I went to the business. I met the owner, they met the broker. It wasn't what I expected. It wasn't the same thing that they have it in the sales package. So I saw the general manager working in the shop, cutting some like a plate, or this doesn't make sense to me. The general manager has to run the business, just do the marketing, sales. Then I found out the owner is doing everything by himself, and he has just some labor. So it was actually the job. So the EBITDA for that business was around 400K. And then when I come back to your video, I saw you're talk about over EBITDA 700K. You're talking about the management in place. You can find a business with the EBITDA over 700K, the management might be in place, so you have less headache to run the job. But I didn't get that, so because I was so in rush to get into it. So I watched the videos again, but I have that LOI sign. I was kind of not locked in, but I was kind of have a commitment to make a decision. So I came back. We request for the very previous, like a recent financial. We received that. They kind of try to just push it back, but we received it. We received it. My accountant said their numbers are not good. COVID hit them a lot. So, but you can negotiate. You can just give them another offer, see if they are negotiable, if it's negotiable. I request for dropping down the price when they said no. When they said no, I was still skeptical to should I go ahead and proceed or should I walk away? I was afraid actually, even the LOI was non-binding. But I made my mind. I said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's see what's gonna happen. And then I sent an email to the broker, say, you know what, because the way that their organization chart and also the crew that we went to the different job site, I never had a chance to make sure the crew is actually for them, the crew working for them. I didn't get the gut feeling, is this the proper one or not? The seller was perfect guy, very friendly, talked very nice. I like him, but I didn't get the feeling about from the business. So I sent the email to broker. I said, I'm gonna walk away. Thank you so much for your time and thanks the seller. This is not gonna happen. But when I walked away a week before, I sent my resignation letter to my previous employer. So I made my mind. So I'm gonna move. So when I sent I just kind of quit two different things. So quit the LOI and quit my job. So, but I told my employer that I'm gonna stay with them for another 3-4 months to do the transition, find someone to replace me, because we still have a good relationship. But before the school season, because of my kids, I want to move to BC. And they said, did you have a job? I said, no, but I have a decision. I made the decision. It's gonna happen.
So good.
Anyway,
So good, man.
it was, I cannot explain with detail. It was lots of things happen in the last 2 months. Anyway, I found, so I keep looking at different deals. I start doing the reach out, cold call. I said, I'm gonna do it. I look at the video that you have, Matt, I guess, yes. I look at Matt. Matt was so pushy in the video. I actually afraid of Matt at first. When I watched his video 3-4 times. I saw the first time I said, oh man, there's something wrong. The guy is so push hard. But when I watched it for the second or third, I guess, yeah, the third time I said, I want to use Navigator. At least you just sent an email to see any feedback. I start sending an email. I use the template from acquisition, actually, yes, from him too, yes. So he has some sort of template. So I made a little bit of change. I used some of my friends from Acquisition University, Canadian Acquisition University. I have to mention it. We have a good accountability group with Doug, Ravi, Samar, Kelton, Abida, Nathan. We get together in the last 4 weeks. I couldn't have a chance because I was super busy, but that group give me a lots of kind of push. We kind of pushing each other, right? So it's not standardized or what you've done or nobody question. We just share what you have. Can also give me lots of good feedback. Thank you. And then where I was. So yeah. So I started.
So let me help you directly. So you had an LOI with one deal, and then how did the second bigger deal came across? That was from a direct outreach.
I'm getting to it. So there's
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah. So through the cold calls, I found around 3 to 4 different deals. So I set up a Zoom call with the owner. I talked to them. Some of them, they never thought about exiting. So I went on the Zoom call. I talked to them and said, what is my strategy and what I'm going to do. And this is what I think. They want to have a partnership, like keep the 30%, 20% for their successor, like for their kids. Not kids, around 30, 27 years old son, something like that. And the other one wants to keep the 20% and exit in 3 years. And there was both good companies, lean operation. They're both in mechanical advisory firm. One of them was in the high-rise building. The other one was in a commercial building. Their EBITDA was above 2 million. So the EBITDA was good. It was lots of kind of space to play with the debt ratio and all of those. Anyway, so I set up a Zoom call. I talked to them. One of them, I had a chance to send the LOI. We have some counter offer, back and forth. And at the end, he sent me an email. He thanked for all the effort and time and everything, but he said that he wasn't convinced that I can inject $8 million out of my pocket. It is something that he got that vibe. So I don't blame him. I don't have $8 million in my pocket, but it may be, but I still have my relationship. So when I came here for this deal that I closed, because I had another trip to came here to see this business too. I got a good feeling about this business. So sorry, I just talked about everywhere. So it's
no, I love it. I love it. I'm listening. It's
all
beautiful.
over
Seriously, it's beautiful to hear that. So I'm listening. I'm sure it's going to give so much value to people. So
yeah, tell me
whatever
if
you feel
if
like,
you're
man.
out
It's
of
beautiful.
time, because I can talk.
No, I'm good. I'm listening, my friend. I'm listening. Let's go.
So then I dive into only construction in Vancouver and talk to lots of brokers. They already know me. Because I just don't send an email. Whenever I'm here or whenever I have a chance, I set up a Zoom call. I talk to them face to face. I want them to see me. So that way I know that which one is kind of, even brokers, some of them, they're not serious. Some of them, they're not organized. They just sent you the link. And when you ask, one of them, I asked for the concrete company, and he sent me the cabinet company. I said, man, what's going on? So
man, I don't want to say bad things on brokers, but it's sometimes frustrating. How did you position yourself with the brokers, by the way, as an investor or as a company, or what did you tell them? Or someone just had a full-time job?
When I called to the brokers, some of them, most of them, I would say it this way. Some of them, when I request the financial, they send me NDA, then I sign the NDA and I get the financial. And some of them, they want proof of fund. So around 3 or 4 of them ask proof of fund. And then I position myself this way. I'm part of the investment group. We are expanding Invest in Canada. And this is not the lie or bluff. This is something because I already have lots of some connection with capital lenders. I know some of them. I already interview some of them.
And that's what I tell people in the program. When you talk to banks, you have that confidence. And when you're part of our community, you can say, hey, I'm part of this group of high net worth individuals. We will provide financing if the deal makes sense. We need to see the deal.
Yes. Because the money is not the big problem. I see the big challenge is the mindset. How you position yourself is all about mindset. And I had a hard time to change my mindset from. I went to the class around 20 years ago talking about your being. What are you, and what you have, being and having. So if those two match together, you can rock anything. But if your being is different than what you have, is not going to work. So you need to match those two. It's hard. It is still hard. I still have some concern at night, so I have to do meditation in the morning.
We all do.
Just get rid of the stress.
So what the financing look like, Reza? So on the deals, really, what the structures look like? How did you pay? How did you pay for those acquisitions?
So this deal that I got it from broker, those 2 deals that I closed, I got it from brokers, one broker, and the deal structure that we did, that they price it. So some of the deal now recently, this is something new. So that broker don't price the deal. They ask you to price it. I already sent 2 EOI, expression of interest, for 2 companies. They show you the financial and everything, They ask you to price it up. I'm not sure this is the new strategy or whatever they took, but anyway, this is the new way that they're doing. For this deal that I closed, so we combined the financial together, consolidated together to be a win-win situation for both parties, for me and for the seller. So they priced it at first for $2 million. I negotiate the deal to bring it down to 1.8, and the EBITDA, the average EBITDA for the last 3 years is around 600K, but last year in 2021 their EBITDA is 800K. So we were talking about 3 times multiple the price. But the way that we price, because I told the broker and also the seller that I'm buying the goodwill, I'm buying the reputation, I'm buying the company doesn't have asset. They have some trucks and some reputation. It's just a big risk. What can we do? I read the book, You Can Negotiate Everything. And there's lots of books that you can see. So look at the subject, the side of the opponent, and find a solution. I said, this is my concern. I'm buying the goodwill. I'm buying the risk of the company. But I want it. How can we structure it? So we ended up actually with broker's idea. We ended up having the guarantee price and earnouts portion. So the way that we did it, 1.200K is the guaranteed price. The combination of cash at closing and vendor take back. So 1.1 at closing and 100K as a vendor take back after 2 years. Plus the 600K remaining of the purchase price stay as the earnouts. We specify the threshold on EBITDA. So we said, okay, 350K is the EBITDA threshold. Whatever we make above 350, 30% of it gonna go as the earnouts.
Love it. How did you finance the 1.1?
1.1, that was another thing. So I start talking to different lenders, actually with the bank. So I talked to charter banks like RBC, CIBC, TD, BMO. With all of them, I talked to them. And I already have a file with them because on each deal, on the previous deal, I already talked to most of them. So CIBC, so I asked for 1.1, and I said I'm not going to inject any. I said the earnout portion is going to be the equity, the kind of a skin in the game is going to be 600K. So the seller already gave me 600, and the money that I want from you guys is less than 60%. It's just around 60%. So it's not, I'm not asking 100% finance. I think I could not convince them properly, but 2 charter bank, they offer me 800K loan on 1.1 cash at closing. So I had to inject around 300K out of my pocket. Then I talked to CIBC. They said lower, around 650. So they didn't entertain. So CIBC is my main bank. So they I think they just give me a low offer so I could just walk away. Don't continue with them. Anyway, then I talked to BDC. So I went for lunch with BDC guy, and he paid for my lunch. So I always tell my guys, they see, this is the first thing I got from BDC. He paid for my lunch. Then I have a kind of build a good relationship with those guys. But I didn't like the way that they treated me, but I got the money from them at the end. So at first I asked for 1.1. They said, oh, 1.1 is the old money that you want. You need to have some skin in the game. Then I ended up saying, okay, $1 million, 1.50. So like a 50K less. So kind of negotiating that way. And then I didn't have any saving. So what should I do? I sold my house. I sold my house, all of my equity. I put the money in because I want the company. I really liked it. And it was the big change for us. We have to sell the house anyway. We could rent it, but we sold the house. I said, you know what? We're going to put all of our card in. And I know that it's going to work. If I have a little bit of doubt, I couldn't do that, but we did it.
So that's on that deal. What about the second deal? How that one was structured?
Both together.
Both. Right. You told me you consolidated the numbers. Sure.
We consolidated together. So I
so how
ended
much profit? How much? So the business is doing 600,000 in EBITDA total. So both of them doing 600,000 in EBITDA.
600,000 EBITDA, but he's getting paid as a manager 150.
I see. So he's going to run the day-to-day? Who's going to run the day-to-day mostly? He going to run it?
So the way that we agreed with it, so that's another things that I was thinking since yesterday. Mm-hmm. So he has some project manager, estimator, director of operation, and everyone. But yesterday I have a meeting with him. I look at he sent me the org chart. I asked him to make the org chart, organization chart.
Where did you learn about the org chart stuff?
Org chart. I worked with the big companies before, right?
Oh, sweet. So you have it all there. Sweet.
Yeah,
I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing because we have a lot of the modules there as well. But no, beautiful.
No, the org chart actually. When I started that factory, I was employed. I started with 1 employee and I ended up with 62 employees and running 24/7.
Wow.
It was big change for me. It helped me a lot, and I helped the owner to be millionaire. So the owner told me, the owner sold the business last year, and he said, Reza, you made me millionaire. Maybe you should think about yourself. Then it's just kind of give me the. I still have a connection with him. He keep pushing me forward, say, hey, don't look at your comfort zone. Just push your comfort zone. Just go. Just dive in. He was another mentor that he pushed me a lot. So we're still in touch. Anyway, I asked for org chart. So I reviewed the org chart yesterday with him to just going for each position to see if you put someone under another person, are they actually reporting to that person or you just put it there as a position. I found out that even he has lots of managers and coordinators and director, he is the main guy. He's kind of balance of the company. So it's kind of slow me down a little bit, give me a little bit of surprise yesterday, but it is totally fine. I was ready for it. I thought maybe the director of construction can be a kind of general manager, but my understanding yesterday from the owner is he doesn't have ability to manage the big size company. He can good on the field. He's the good, let's say, advanced labor. Let's say it this way, manager on the field.
What do you want your role to be, Reza?
My role?
Do you want to look for more? You want to look for more deals, or what? How do you see yourself?
I already have another 8 deals on the table. Man, you cannot, and they're all above their EBITDA is above $2 million, and they're all lean operation. This one is going to be a little bit of challenge, but it's fine because this is something I have passion about, and I know I cannot say I know, but it's the kind of dummy things, but I have confidence. To get it together. So my main strategy going to be for the next 3-4 months. I'm going to get involved and do the acquisition as in my afternoon job. In the morning, I'm going to get into the business, and I asked the owner, the seller, that introduce me some of the head hunters that he has, like the HR consultant company. I want to start hunting the general manager. Someone has some experience, because this is my main things. If I can find the general manager, and if I can find the estimator, someone like estimating jobs for us, because he doesn't have a chief estimator. So his project manager is doing the estimate. This is something I don't like. I want one estimation department separate, one person can estimate, beat the job, give it to project manager. They can do the time scheduling and risk management and everything together.
I love it.
So this is
by the way,
my
Reza,
plan.
I love it, man. I want to go back to the team you had. So you mentioned you had an accountant on a success fee. What about a lawyer? You had a lawyer to do due diligence on deferred basis, or what?
Yes.
What did you do there?
Lawyer, same thing. The young guy, he's also a businessman. He already has some restaurant and in manufacturing, he has some share. So I talked to him. I said, hey, man, this is what I am. I'm here. I actually got introduced with the first broker that I walk out from the deal to that lawyer.
Cool.
I told the broker that I'm looking for a legal advisor or lawyer. I don't have anyone in BC. And he said, oh, I know someone. And he texted me his number, and we talk, and I set up a Zoom call. I talked to him and I said, hey, this is what I am. I cannot pay upfront. I can pay you at closing, or I can pay you as a deferred fee after 1 year. If we can do the deal, let's do it. And he said, yeah, I'm up. I'm in it. I'm down for it. So let's do it. He said, okay, so all good. I signed the retainer. But in the email he said that retainer he has to do it according to his firm policy. But anyway, we did it. He already looked at around, I think, 8 to 9 deals for me. He charged me around $5,000, but I never paid anything. He sent me the invoice yesterday. He said, yesterday he asked me, it was 2 days ago. Yes, I met him. I said, you closed those 2 deals and I already did some work for you. Can I send you the invoice?
I
said, yes, please.
So good.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. It's amazing to see that I just wanted to share it because most people think it's not possible. So what's your end goal, Reza? Where do you see yourself in 5, 10 years from now with this business or anything?
So the 10 years, I always overthink. So some of my friends saying you overthink about it, just dive in. Yes, I know that. I have a big dream here. My dream is having all that. So let's say it this way. I would love, one of my dream is if I can build a high-rise building by myself, by my company, like a, let's say 20 floor, 30 floor, everything out of our company. The revenue, the equity, the money that I'm looking at in my mind is in 5 years, $10 million is my mind. That's going to be my wealth. This is something I have it.
Personal money, not revenues.
Yeah, this is personal. Right. What I have in my mind is that this company that I got going to be my main vehicle, like a main asset, and the other company is going to be the attachment to it. Because I already talking to one architectural firm. If I can get that architectural firm, they can I can bring their clients and serve them with my company. The other one is the mechanical firm. Then I can give them my mechanical job, and those mechanical firms, they have their own client list. I can do some jobs with them. I have some connection with different business owners. They're working in different area because this business just doing the school renovation and public renovation for art gallery, for city hall, those kind of, they're not in residential. They're not in commercial. They're not in industrial. They're just working with the public. So my main plan is if I can bring them to another market, if I can see it that way. So excavation company is another one. I'm gonna have a meeting next week with the owner. Today I'm gonna meet the owner today because the owner is kind of related to this business. But today I'm not gonna tell him what is my approach. I want to see what he thinks about his market, his business, because this business that I bought, $2 million of this revenue goes to that company. So I'm targeting for that company, and that company has around 4 or 5 equipments, like a loader, grader, those kind of thing, and that's the dirt work company, grader.
I can talk about it when we finish when we finish with the recording. I can give you some tips there because it can be a lot of stuff. If you're paying them right now $2 million as basically the supplier, if I understood right, then there's a lot to do there. let's just end with
Yeah,
one
that's
question, if you're okay with it, Reza. One question for everyone, and then we can talk about that off record. What would you say to someone who's about to give up on acquisitions, or not sure if you want to start with that journey? What would you tell those guys?
what they want. If they want the comfort zone, this is the stay, whatever you are, but don't think big. If you want to think big, if you want to, it's not easy. I have to kind of confess that it's not easy, it's not hard. I would say it look like exactly like what the other guys, the other successful guys saying. If you want to learn how to swim, you cannot swim with the books. You cannot swim when you read, when you watch the video. You need to dive in. You may drown, but you're gonna learn. This is what you have to do. This is the practical thing. The good things from the program that I got is I signed up for lots of different license or certificate. I never had a chance to finish them. The difference between this program and the other program is this program push you to practice it. When you practice, you're going to have it in your mind. You're going to have your experience and you learn from your experience. And also that accountability group is phenomenal, is the big asset. If someone make a mistake and share their mistake in the accountability group without being shy, you learn from their mistake and you don't do the same mistake. So this is the $1 million worth. If someone make a mistake for $10,000, you already keep that $10,000 in your pocket. You don't make that mistake. It's free. You get it for free every day when you're in accountability group and you learn something new. You imagine that you keep that money in your pocket.
Yep. Probably, I'm thinking about what it took me to create this work. Probably millions of dollars worth of mistakes and opportunity cost, at least millions, if not 100 plus. Seriously. Good stuff, Reza. I really appreciate you for taking the time and recording this, and I'm sure it's going to be super valuable for everyone. I don't know if you want to share your business name or whatnot, or contacts. Up to you. If not, I understand as well. But that's okay. We can end the recording, or if you want to say people to contact you or what. Yeah.
For now, because we are in the kind of introducing me to each key staff. We are not disclosing it, but on my LinkedIn, I will disclose it in 2-3 weeks after everyone gets familiar with me, because I want to introduce myself as a managing partner, not the owner.
Love it.
Then I can get along with other guys.
Perfect, man. I rather people know, like we had, I'll probably remove it from the recording. We had too many people in the past who shared. It's like, I don't want that. You'll get too many messages there. Anyway, man, I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'll stop the recording now.